Hello and welcome to Late Night with Sonya Budgets. I think it's around, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And I am lighting my Tennessee whiskey candle, my all-time favorite candle of all times. It is made by Candleberry, and my store, my sister and I are partners, is the exclusive distributor of these candles in our area. Candleberry only lets a certain amount of, in a certain radius, to carry their product, and we were chosen to carry the product, and I sought them out because I love their candles. Welcome back to my channel. I have been out of pocket for about, I don't know, a month, I guess. I have been down in my back to the point of insanity. Absolutely in so much pain that I couldn't even concentrate on what I was doing. And I can't take pain medications. I can't take over-the-counter pain medications because it messes with my blood pressure. Well, I take a lot of blood thinner. I take 5 blood pressure pills a day, and I take blood thinner, and I cannot take anything else that might thin my blood or irritate my stomach that could cause like a stomach bleed, because if I had a stomach bleed, I'd be in a bad shape by the time I got to the hospital. So I cannot take ibuprofen, I cannot take Aleve, I cannot take an Advil, I can only take Tylenol. Tylenol is like drinking a glass of water. So I take nothing for pain. And so I've been basically just suffering. So I went to the doctor, and they asked me would I go to the chiropractor. I said, sure, I'll do anything. When you are in enough pain, money is not an object, and you'll try anything. So I went. They said, we got you an opening in the chiropractor right down the street, and they will take you right now if you'll go right now. So I went right then, and I limped into the chiropractor in horrible pain. And when I left there, I was walking straight. The chiropractor discovered that one of my legs was shorter than the other because my hip was so out of joint that was causing me absolute hell. So I couldn't even concentrate on what I was doing at work. So I started going to the chiropractor. I went 4 times. I was supposed to went Monday and Wednesday of this week, but my grandsons called me on Thursday night of last week, which would have been the 10th. And he said, they call me Abuela. These 2 grandsons call me Abuela. And he said, what are you doing tomorrow? I said, I've got to work until 5 o'clock. And they said, can we come and spend the night? So I said, does Noah want to come too? He said, Noah, do you want to go to Abuela's? And of course, Noah wants to go. Noah's like my pet. And so I brought Noah. Their daddy brought them both to us on Friday. Him and my husband did some work on the camper. We're getting it ready to go back to the campground. We were in the campground lottery, and my son and I went down there, and we got the spots that we wanted. And so we'll be setting up at the campground for the rest of the season. And the camping has become such a popular thing in our area, especially, that in order to get a decent spot, like if you like to fish and you want to keep your boat in the water and you want to keep your boat tied up close to your campsite, you have to go into these campground lotteries and then show up. They pull out the names, and as they pull them out, that person speaks for their spot. And we were pulled, my husband and I were pulled at not like number 6 or 7. We got our spot. And then my son and his wife were pulled at like number 9 or 10. And they got their spot. So we have until the 19th to pay for the spot. But we don't have to actually go and we don't have to set up. We can set up whenever we get ready. and I think we're going to plan on being there the next weekend after the 19th. There's when you take a camper out and you leave it out all season, when you bring it home, there's lots of repairs, there's lots of cleaning, there's lots of things that you decided you didn't need in that camper, and there's things that you decided you do want on that camper. And so there's just a lot of preparation to do to be gone, to be set up for a entire season, which is spring, summer, and fall. And that, we're not down there the whole time. We go on the weekends, but there's just a lot of preparation to be done. We had to buy a new air conditioner for our camper. We had to buy new tires. We're going to do that this next week. We had to replace part of the flooring in our camper. And then there's the cleaning. We have to clean it, clean out all the pantry, the refrigerator, the freezer, clean out everything, wash everything. I've brought in all the quilts, the blankets, everything, the towels, the wash rags, clothes that was left on the camper. All that has been brought in and is being washed, so I can inventory it on my bed and decide what's going to go back in and what will never see the camper, what will never go in the camper ever again. And while I'm telling all of this, I am going to be putting this money into my jar here. We can see how much money we have in here. I've had about 6 margaritas tonight, and which is, there's no telling what I'm liable to say. But I'm at home, I'm not going anywhere, and I got up. I had the grandsons Friday night. We ordered pizza and wings, and we watched TV, and we got up Saturday morning, and up in the day, I put a roast in the crock pot, and up in the day, my son and daughter-in-law came back to get the boys, and we had supper. And then after we ate supper, they left, and then I fell asleep on the couch. And when I woke up Sunday morning, my son came back, and him and my husband finished the floor in the camper, put down engineered hardwood in the camper, and 10618. And as I was in the house, and I woke up, and I sneezed about 25 or 30 times Sunday morning when I woke up, which is not unusual for me to do that. And but then after that, a little while after that, about lunchtime, my throat started hurting, which is not typical for me, for my throat to start hurting, but it did. And as the day went on, it hurt worse and worse. And as the day went on, I sneezed more and more. And then I started coughing. And then I started running a fever. And I don't know if it was just a really bad cold. You don't typically run a fever with a cold, but I'm a weirdo when it comes to medical things, because I'm not textbook anything. But then I got more congested and sicker, and just run a low-grade fever for about 4 days and felt like crap. And then I finally went to the doctor on Wednesday, which is today. Well, technically it's early Thursday morning. But I went to the doctor on Wednesday, and my doctor had called me to see if I had been going to the chiropractor that they had suggested I go to, and I have. And they said, well, you can come in. I said, I do not want to be tested for the COVID. I absolutely don't want to be a government statistic. I don't want to be turned in that I've, So I said, I do not want to be tested for the COVID. If I've got the COVID, I've got the COVID, and whatever. She said, well, you don't have to be tested, but we can give you a shot. We give you a shot or something to help with your symptoms. So I give in to that. I went down there, and they did test me for the flu. I did not have flu A or flu B, and I am feeling a lot better. I'm going to go to work. When I go to sleep in a little bit and I wake up, I'm going to go to work and get back to work. I do feel a lot better, but I've had a rough 4 days. So, and if it was the C word, then I waited 2 years to get it. Everybody in my family's had it. Some of us had it twice. Every child, every grandchild, my husband has had it. Some of us had it twice. And I never did get it. And so if that was what this was, I've had it now, and I'm ready for springtime. As I, that's what I say about a snow. If we get a good snow, I'm ready for springtime. Okay, because I have been incognito for a month, have been laying low and not doing anything. I did stuff my envelopes for March the 4th. I didn't record that. Did not feel like it. The store has been extremely busy. The people are bringing in stuff to make memory quilts. If you do not know what I do, I create quilts out of my specialty. My sister does a lot of custom quilts. Somebody comes in and says my bedroom is brown and green and black and whatever. She coordinates with them on their fabrics and creates them a quilt. I specialize in the memory aspect of quilt making. You can bring in all of your baby's first years, from birth to 1 year clothing. I'll make you a quilt out of that. Your mother passes away and you bring in all of her clothes. I can fashion you a quilt specially designed by her personality out of her clothes. Your husband passes away, you can bring in all of his t-shirts, all of his button-up shirts, whatever he wore, and I can fashion you a quilt to exude his personality in that quilt. You can bring in your sports t-shirts if you are a Alabama fan, an Auburn fan, if you are an Ohio fan or an Oregon fan, send in your t-shirts and I can make you a quilt out of those shirts. I have made one for the University of Tennessee mascot. I have made one for the president of the Salvation Army when he retired in Atlanta, Georgia. I have made them for the Harley-Davidson dealership that's here close to me. I've made them for a vast number of organizations, and for I've made about 3,000 of them. So I've made them for a lot of different people, a lot of different walks of life, a lot of different people. So that's what I do. And we have been very, very, very busy at the store. Okay, so what I want to do today, tonight, this morning, whatever you want to call it, is I am going to go through and I am going to, here it is. Here's my book. I have got in the back of this Erin Condren all of my numbers I did count them up for the first paycheck in March. And we have, at birthdays, we have 290. Car maintenance, we have 50. Clothing, we have 66. For my little boys, my little four-legged furry boys, they have slowed down on the medical bills. By the way, Jack is doing great. He will never be 100%. I've already decided that. He's not going to be 100%. But his personality is there. He's not on any kind of medications right now. His gait is just off. And his gait's just going to be off. That's just the way it is. He walks like a drunk person. Sometimes he's a weenie dog, part weenie, and so sometimes his back half gets ahead of his front half, and it's kind of comical to watch, and sometimes it's kind of sad to see. But he is getting in and out of the house by himself. He can't jump up on the couch like he used to. He can't jump up on the bed like he used to. You have to help him. But I'm very thankful for the progress that he has made. He is a sweet sweetheart. He's just a sweet old gentleman. Well, he's not really old. He's kind of he's a middle-aged gentleman, and but he's doing very well for how he was back the last part of January when he was paralyzed from the neck down. And but he is doing a lot better, and I don't know how long it'll last. He can last a long time. I may wake up in the morning and he may be in the same shape he was in. I don't know. But right now he's doing very well. He's not in any pain, and he can walk across the floor, and the least tiny little thing, he'll fall over. He'll just trip and fall. But he is going outside and he's playing. He's playing with his toys. He's doing tremendously better than he was. But I just don't think he will ever be 100%. But they're at $310. The camper, we're at $700. Cemetery flowers, we're at $170, and that's fixing to go way down. It's fixing to go to $0 because my sister's already picked out the flowers for my mother's grave, which is the third Sunday in May. I need to pay her. And then my mother and father-in-law's is the Father's Day, which is the third Sunday in June. So that's fixing to be completely empty. House insurance is at $276, and I need to check to see if we're on track with that $276. If by July, if we're going to have the $570 that we need for that. Vacation is at $33.91, and the cabin has already been paid for, been paid in full, and that is spending money for my husband and I and a couple of our daughters that are not in good financial standing, and I did not want that to stop them from being able to go on this trip, so we have been saving some money for them to have spending money also. Holidays, we're at $150. The birthday money for my 5 children, the oldest child is at $190, the second child's at $190, the third child's at $20, which she just got hers, and I gave it to her a little early, so she's got $20 in hers. The fourth child, which her birthday was in December, she's at $30, and the fifth child, which birthday was in November, she's back up to $40. Miscellaneous, technically right now has nothing in it. I did put that back into the bank for some extra expenses that we had come up, and so those are both empty at this point. Dr. Copay is probably not that much. I think I actually have that envelope in my purse because I've been going to the doctor a little extra. Well, I've been going to the chiropractor. Chiropractor is $16.05 per visit, and so I don't believe there's $110 in there anymore. Property tax is at $80. Car tags is at $130. Small trips is at $96, which is fixing to be emptied, because this is set up strictly to go to my daughters in South Alabama, and my little grandson Levi will be turning 4 on Sunday, and me and my friend will be going down there on Friday night for his birthday party on Saturday. Meat is at $215. We did purchase a side of beef, and I picked it up about 3 weeks ago, I guess. Excuse me. And so we have plenty of roast, steaks, hamburger meat, cube steak, a lot of things, like a lot of beef. So where meat is at $215. Sorry, my sinuses are a mess. The $20,000 challenge, we are at $8,100. We got to, that will be, it's slow, but go. It feels slow to me anyway, but technically we've only been working on this for about 4 months. So we're doing very well. The change is at approximately $100, which is a little more than that. 5s are at $30, 1s are at $31. Our Christmas is at $300. I did not include the money bag challenge or the hands and bands mystery scratch off in this tally. I've added those up before, but I don't remember exactly what the total was. I'll get that figured up and share it with you maybe in my next video if I don't forget. Also, this is the video that you must comment on. You must be a subscriber. And I will be giving for the 50 subscriber giveaway that I flew right past. Thanks to Budgeting with Ira, we did go fly right past that in like 2 days. So, and I got some happy mail from my friend Ira. I just love him, and I did open it. I'm one of those people that cannot just lay a package aside and open it later. It has to be opened immediately. And I was really looking forward to this. He shipped it, I believe, on the February 22nd. But I didn't get this till like it was, I do not remember. I have not felt well, so I don't remember when I got it. Probably got it, let's say today is the 17th. I probably got it around the 7th. So I was very excited to get these because I love his products. He did make a envelopes for so sorry. He did make envelopes for my girls. We have 3 girls, and if I can remember, for the girls, for I'm going to use these for their birthday. Charlotte, Brittany, and Melissa is our girls, and I am going to use these for their birthday monies, replace theirs. The boys will just have to be using the old ones that I made. And like I said many times before, I give credit where credit's due in these envelope makings because it is a challenge. It is a hardcore work to do these envelopes, and these are beautiful. Got purple, blue, and green for our ones, fives, and rollover. And I am going to I have got envelopes for those. I'm going to replace those. And he also sent me the March budget sheets. I have been out of sync with all of this for the whole month. I have felt like a tractor-trailer truck ran over me for most of the month due to my back problems. And but he makes some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful products that you can print off yourself, or he will print them off for you and send them to you. And I just love Ira. I enjoy him. He's entertaining to me. He's comical to me. I enjoy watching him so much. So I am going to right now replace my $1 challenge into his more beautiful envelopes, and I will think about him every time I use these envelopes. And my 5s, and I am going to, this is my Hands and Bands Mystery Challenge, and we are on the last number. I believe it's $10 we'll stuff this week. Leave that in there. And this is our luxury savings. This is our rollover. This is the one that I put our rollover in. And I'm going to change it out right quick. Don't have anything in rollover right now. And this is our money bag challenge that I have got listed on my Etsy page. And this week we're going to be stuffing $25. We like four more scratch offs on this one. I have shipped out several of these, and so far shipped them all over the place. And if you're interested in those scratch offs and the envelopes, I believe I have them listed for $6. And also I have these listed on Etsy. I've got these nice sparkly folders. I've got these in green, pink, clear, blue, and the black. Absolutely gorgeous. The black is beautiful. All of them are pretty, but I really like that black one. And get all of our stuff down here. Our vacation money. And I'm going to switch out the girls' envelopes. And we'll put Melissa's the oldest, but not by a whole lot. She's only 10 months older than Brittany. So, I normally give them the cash. But I was in the mountains in January and went to the Kate Spade outlet. And found a purse that I thought she would it screamed Melissa. And so I went and bought that for her, and a matching wallet, and I gave her that. I had to meet her in Birmingham. My little, at that time, 7-month-old grandson had to have a hernia surgery at the Children's in Birmingham, Alabama. And I met her down there and stayed with them at the hotel, and then went with her to the hospital the next day for little Charlie's surgeries. And I went ahead and gave her the purse then, a month early. And then the money that she had left over from her envelope, I put it into the wallet. And she was tickled with all of that. So, let's see, I think... Let's see, this is our vacation, and I've just been adding $20 paycheck to the first day. This is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and this is the coming home day of our trip. I budget out each day, and then this is the coming home day. So this is coming home day, day 4, day 3, day 2, day 1, and the date we go. And the date we go, I make sure there's plenty of gas money and eating money for on the way. And then this is the money that I have saved for our children that can't afford to do what they want to do, and I want them to have a good time. So we've been saving up some money for them. So I'm not going to do anything to that envelope, to that folder. This folder, only thing about, well, the savings challenges, I'm not going to have a tracker on them. But the car maintenance, all these, I do have a tracker on them, except for when I get to those new envelopes from Ira. Those do not have trackers on them. That's fine, Ira. We can live with that. But this video is the one that you need to comment, be a subscriber. I'm simple. You don't have to go over to Instagram or anything like that. I'm simple on my giveaways. I'm just going to put a starting balance of $50 on that, and then we'll add to it as we go. Projects has nothing. It is flat broken projects. And the same with miscellaneous. It is flat broke. Close. Clean that off. Let that dry a little bit. And let that dry a little bit. I'm so glad to have a nice, cushy sinking fund for my pets, because they are members of our family. They are a big part of our family. The children have all grown and gone, So you got to have the fur babies to replace the pitter-patter of the children. And they do take up a lot of our time, and we do enjoy them immensely. They do bring a lot of joy to our hearts. And to know that we have money that is saved up and set aside for their needs. Pets don't have wants. They just have needs. And they, you know, what they need is what they need. And if they need to go to the doctor, you know, it's nice to have that money set aside. So far, since Jack is doing so much better, let's see, what did I say was in here? Small trips, $96. Since Jack is feeling better, the money going out for him has slowed down, which I'm thankful that the vets that we have here locally, well, actually, the vet that I use is about a mile down the road, and take them down there and don't have to wait long, and they see them, and they truly do care. You could tell in the way they act that they truly do care about their well-being. And matter of fact, when I carried Jack back I carried him back for them to see him and see how he was doing. I just carried him down there one day just to let them see his progress. They did not charge me a single dime for that visit. They gave him some medicine for his stomach and didn't charge me for that. And so, I mean, the price of him going down there, his doctor visits would be like $45 $50 at the most. Sometimes not that much. And I know some veterinarians in some cities charge a lot for a veterinary visit. He was in the hospital. They kept him for 2 days. And when I went down there to pick him up, they charged me for the 2 days. I carried several $100s down there with me. And when I asked him, I said, "How much? Let me go ahead and pay you before I get him," because I knew I'd have to carry him because he was could not, even stand up, and I would have to be carrying him. I said, "Let me go ahead and pay you before I get him," because I knew I would not have any hands to pay them with. And my bill was $50-something, and he'd been in there. They kept him in there, fed him, medicated him for 2 days, 48 hours, and it was $50-something. And I was expecting to go in there and them to say, "That'll be $400. But it was $50-something. They said he would not keep his IV in. And so he's not had an IV. We've just been keeping him fed and keeping him hydrated. And so I was pleasantly surprised that he had a bill of $50-something. So that didn't put a whole lot of hurt on my savings for them. Let's see, I've got 30 in here for Brittany, and I'm going to cut these apart at another time. When I get off, I will cut these apart. Melissa's got $20. My son saw me flipping through this the other day to get some money out for some work that he did on the camper, and he said, "Why don't you have an envelope with my name on it? 1, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90. He's got 190. His birthday's coming up next month, April the 3rd. And I said, his birthday money, and then this one, he comes up June the 10th, and his is 190, and that looks like crap. I don't know why. Maybe the marker just wasn't Maybe it wasn't dry enough. $1.90. And the house insurance is at let's see. House insurance, where are you? It's at $276. Just don't seem like that is multiplying fast enough. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe, you know, slow going. The pets, $310. And I do not take dog food out of this. Do not take treats out of this. That comes out of our grocery money. Clothes is at $66. And miscellaneous is at a big fat 0. Projects is at a 0. And car maintenance is at $50. Getting that updated. I'm so behind on everything. Like I said, the store has been so busy. People bringing in stuff from all over to get things made out of their loved ones' clothes. Holidays is at $150, and I'm going to start this over. You know, this is fingernail polish, and it's still requiring a good bit of elbow grease to get that cleaned off. And flowers is all the cemetery flowers comes down to Mother's Day, the Sunday after Mother's Day, and then Father's Day, and then it will be over for the year. And car tags is another one that worries me, because our car tags are so, well, after watching other people's videos, I realized that our car tags are not that bad. We don't have to have car inspections like some people have to have. Some people have to have those car inspections every year or two. We do not have to have that. And after watching the Budget Mom and hearing what her property tax was, I realized our property tax is extreme. I think her property tax per year is $8,000. And I was like, sheesh, good grief. Ours is less than $180. It's like $160 something. I save up $180 per year for that, and Lord have mercy. I don't think I could handle that. I mean, I'd have to save $1,000 a month, or almost $1,000 a month, just for my property tax. That's ridiculous. I realize that we live in our area that we live in. It's kind of a hidden gem. I live about 15 minutes from Florence, Alabama, which is where I go to the doctor. It's where I go to the Hobby Lobby and to the Joann's, and where we go out to eat and things like that. And I'm about an hour from Huntsville. If you want to step it up and go holidays, $150. Cemetery flowers is at $170, and Christmas is at $300, and car tags is at $130, and property tax is $80. Only need another $100. And the camper is at $700, and we're almost finished with repairs on that. And birthdays is at $290. But about an hour to the east of us is Huntsville, Alabama. If you want to step it up and do some, you know, go to some places that Florence, Alabama doesn't offer, which they offer almost anything, almost any kind of eating out place. We have Longhorn, we have Texas Roadhouse and Logan's Roadhouse. We have Chili's, we have Japanese restaurants, Uma's. We have all the fast food restaurants, and I mean, mainly Huntsville is where I go to get my sewing machine serviced. And you know, I live in the country, but on a 4-lane highway. And my property tax for a half-acre house with 3 buildings sitting on it, 3 outside buildings. One is where I used to sew, and one is where my husband's tools are, and one of them is dilapidated, needs to be burnt, needs to be cleaned out and burned. It's got a lot of tools and stuff in there, but my property tax is $170 a month, a year, for an entire year. And our car tags are like $650. We have 2 trucks, a camper, and a hauling trailer. And we have to have tags for all of those. And it's just not, our living expenses are just not that much. Now I have recently increased our gas allowance, and because gas prices have been going up, and I would like to talk about gas prices, and I'm not complaining about it at all. Gas prices. If you don't like the price of gas, then park your car and don't buy any. I mean, if you want to go to work, buy some gas, but don't complain about it. Because this is my thought on the gas prices. They have recently come back down. Because when I was still, before I got sick over the weekend and was out and about, it was going up 10, 15, 20 cents per day in our area. Then I got sick, and I really dreaded going to the doctor today. Kind of dreaded going to the doctor today, because I was like, first thing I'm going to see is a gas price slapping me in the face. And they had went down like 20 cents a gallon. And my thought on the gas prices is this. A half a century ago, when I was about 7 years old, going on 8, gas prices, I went with my aunt one day. She had a little red Vega car. She had not been married long, and it might have been right before she got married. She got married on my 7th birthday. And I went with her to the gas station one day, and gas was either 33 or 35 cents a gallon. It was one or the other. And that would have been in about 1971. And my daddy had a good job. He had a job that everybody wanted. He worked at a factory. It was an aluminum factory. It was a smelting plant where they smelted aluminum for different things. And it was a desirable job. It was where everybody wanted to work in our area. He worked graveyard shift. And he brought home $75 a week. And that was good money. Our house payment was probably $50 or $60 a month. We lived in a 2-bedroom home, sitting on about 4 or 5 acres, and our house payment was probably $55 or $60 a month. I remember my mother talking about it. A case of baby formula was $4. And that was 50 years ago. And my daddy, I'll write this down. Get a visual to what I'm talking about here. Let's see what this is right here. Daddy brought home $75 a week. And gas was 33 to 35 cents a gallon. Okay. Now, my husband brings home $36.86 every 2 weeks. So you break that down into a week and you get $18.43 per week. Okay? that is 300 times more than my daddy used to bring home per week. At over almost 400 times per week what my daddy used to bring home. So in my estimations, if gas was 35 cents a gallon, then it should be, let's see, about $14 a gallon to be comparable. Now, I don't want it to be $14 a gallon, but it's like we as Americans think it's our job to complain about the price of gas. And I get sick of hearing about it. I get sick and tired of hearing about it. Apparently it has not gone high enough, because I live on a 4-lane. It's like the Indy 500 I hear every day. So, you know, our gas has started going back down. Our gas today, I bought gas today for my truck. It was $3.99 a gallon. So, you know, why would we think that if salary went from 1971 to $75 a week, and gas was 33 to 35 cents a gallon, and in 2021, 50 years later, or 2022, 51 years later, approximately, weekly salary bring home is $18.43. Then why do we think gas should still be $1.50 a gallon? I mean, come on, people. So instead of complaining about it, you know, find something else to complain about. There's plenty of things to complain about. But, you know, there's truck drivers that haul the gas. And I'm not saying by no means that the gas companies are not making a killing. Yes, they are. But incomparable to, you know, cost of living and what we bring home in our paychecks nowadays, $3.99 a gallon is not really bad. If it was bad, there'd be one car a day going down the road in front of my house. But no, there are tens of thousands of cars that goes down the road in front of my house. I went to town tonight to go to the doctor. Traffic was thick. The restaurants were covered up. The stores were covered up. Everybody was busy. And I just do not complain about the price of gas. Yes, it does take a bite out of your butt when you raise your... I have raised our gas allowance and our budgeting from $200 every 2 weeks to $300 every 2 weeks. You know, so I get to put $100 less every 2 weeks into savings. So what? I'm just saying, find something else to complain about. You know, Daddy brought home $75 a week. You could buy three gallons of gas for $1. Formula was $4 a case for baby formula. And, you know, my husband brings home $18.43 per week now, and gas is $4 a gallon in our area. That's my commentary for today. Take it or leave it. Doesn't matter to me. But this is the video. I will be doing the 50 subscriber giveaway. I'm going to add some extra stuff to that giveaway. Right now in that giveaway, you get either a yellow or a lavender binder. There's no envelopes in here. I can make you some envelopes for these at no charge. I'll make about 6 envelopes for these. And then I have this little extra pad that has paper clips and little doodads and stuff in it. You can use for scratch paper. You can use this little pouch here for your, it's like this, to pick up your money at the bank. It's got one of those in here. It's got all kind of scratch paper, all kind of folders and stuff like that. You may have I said this is for the Park Lane planners at Joann's. You know, you don't have to have a Park Lane planner. Just use it for scratch paper. There's stickers in here, all kind of planner things. And then you get a choice between the yellow and the lavender binder. So just comment, and you must be a publicly subscriber to get that, and I'll be giving that away one day next week. Friday, payday, I won't be able to do a stuff-in because I have a birthday party for a 4-year-old to go to, my little 4-year-old grandson. He turns 4 years old on the first day of spring, and I'll be going down there for his party, and I won't be back until late Saturday, so I'll probably do my cash stuffing on Sunday. Thank you all so very, very much, and thank you for listening to me and helping me kind of get things straightened out in my binders and going over my sinking funds and my happy mail from Budgeting with Ira. Love you, Ira. Enjoy your videos so much. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.